get this done.
All right.
All right. So as a kid growing up, going through high school, what brought your eye to tattooing, and when exactly did you decide this is what I want to do?
Well, actually, back when I was about 5 years old, I remember actually seeing my first tattoo on somebody, and it amazed me because it was this colored permanent image on someone. And I was always into artwork, and I was always into painting and clay and this and that, and I was always looking for a way and for my future to be able to use my artwork as a career. And so I remember even telling my parents, I want to be a tattoo artist when I grow up. And they blow it off and stuff and figure, who knows.
Yeah.
And then I got my first tattoo when I was 15, and professional tattoo. My parents signed for it and everything. And then after that, literally a year later, I started my tattoo apprenticeship to learn how to do them. And that was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty much been a lifelong thing for me.
What kind? Did you take any art classes during school? I mean,
Oh yeah.
when you said you wanted to do this at a young age of 5, that's when you
Oh
decided.
yeah.
Did you plan out your whole career, like when you got into high school, all the art classes?
Oh,
obviously
yeah.
you've been, going through your entire life. Okay, this is what I want already.
Yeah.
Let's get this done.
Pretty much since I was little. When I was little, I was taking Krasl art classes
Hey,
and
Frank.
college.
Alright, so go ahead and go from that same question.
But yeah, I remember where I was at.
Visual art.
Yeah, I took a lot of Krasl art classes for whether it be animation or painting or fine arts or whatever. And then in junior high, I took every art class there was. High school, they skipped me ahead 2 years in art classes. So by my junior year, I was doing self-study, where I pretty much just came in, got to do whatever I wanted to, whatever project, paint, whatever, And then I was also going to college my junior and senior year for fine arts. So I was doing part high school and part college for art at the same time.
Was there any other jobs in between that caught your eye that, if like this didn't happen?
It would honestly, weirdly enough, either be psychology or concept art.
Nice.
Yeah, because psychology's always been a big interest of mine, a big hobby of mine. That, and also just with, concept art for, whether it be movies, video games, animation, anything like that, character design, stuff like that was always, background work, stuff like that. So I've always wanted to do, because that's another thing I went to college for is graphic design. So, I wanted to make sure I always had a backup, no matter what happened, so.
Yeah, it seems like, obviously, from the look of the place, you definitely have a taste for anime.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And video games and anything. I got my little Pokeball tattoo right here on my thumb, my Black Mage from Final Fantasy.
One of my favorites.
Yeah,
also.
all kinds of stuff all over me. So my body is dedicated to animes and video games.
So which one was your first tattoo, and what's some of the backstory on it?
The first tattoo I ever got was this one right here, the Ankh. It's the Egyptian symbol of eternal life. And to me, it represented my first tattoo, is because at that part of my life I was changing a lot, and I was starting to like new things, and kind of come into adulthood a little bit more. So that kind of represented just this eternal idea that I had in my head, that I wanted to make a career out of my artwork and make a life and a family and a job and a career and everything like that, and do it properly.
So your first tattoo was basically saying, this is what I want, this is my life.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I went on my forearm and not on my upper arm, my chest, my back, because I was pretty much just dedicated at that point to making sure I got to where I needed to go.
That constant reminder.
Yeah, constant reminder. Yeah, like this is eternally what I will be doing.
Very nice. Tattoo shop. People come in, ask for tattoos all day long. What's the most common tattoo you see? And what tattoos get you the most excited? When someone comes in, you see this tattoo and you're like, I cannot wait to do this.
Man, there's a bunch, but right now it's so strange because the most popular things right now are more just custom pieces. You know, pieces of art, pieces that, you know, that represent things that people, not just designs, not just, you know, stuff out of the books. Like, you know, people don't even really touch our books anymore, you know, with the designs in it. It's just mostly they have an idea and they come in with it, and everything is so varied because since all the TV shows and, you know, all the different magazines and the popularity of tattooing nowadays, people know there's more options. You know, they know they don't just have to walk in and pick something out off of the wall or something like that. You know, they can.
Tattoos evolved from tribal.
Exactly.
Just picking something out and saying, "This is what I want," and
Oh,
having
yeah.
a mass
Because
production.
a couple of years, like probably 5 years ago, you know, it was mostly doing a lot of just like, you know, kanjis, the Japanese lettering, and then a lot of lower back tattoos. But then all of a sudden it started changing to just, you know, multitudes of things. But the things that get me most excited is anytime somebody says, just go with it.
Yeah.
You know, either that or one that has to do with a video game or an anime or comic book that I'm into, you know.
Yeah.
Right now I'm about to start up a big Venom tattoo on someone with all the symbiotes flying out of his head, you know, I mean, that's going to be
Nice.
cool, so, yeah.
All right. You know, there's always with tattooing. You always got a tattoo version. Comes
Oh,
in-
yeah.
When explaining to them how it's gonna feel, what techniques do you use to help, you know, keep them calm and keep them on that hype of, yes, I'm getting a tattoo, and how do you
Yeah.
sell it without going, it's gonna hurt?
Well, I try to make it more of an experience than just coming in to get a service done. You know what I mean? I try to
Yeah.
make it something more fun, some people get excited about, that they know that I'm excited about it, and I want to do it, and, you know, I want people to walk in here not nervous, but excited. You know what I mean, to get it done. So then it makes the job easier for me to keep them calm and keep them from having problems because they're not expecting it to be this horrible thing. They're expecting to come in to someone who treats you nicely, does a good job on you, and isn't going to make fun of you if, you know, you twitch or, you know, have a little problem or something like that, because it happens. You're getting penetrated with needles, you know, hundreds of times a second. That's how it is, you know. But if it's going to be a spot that's, you know, that's going to hurt, I pretty much describe it to them as kind of like it has a similar feeling outline-wise, like like a cat scratch or like popping a pimple almost.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of that's something in people's heads, they can recognize that idea, and they're like, okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, something they can deal with.
Yeah, and if they're, as long as they're not expecting the worst, you know, then they start kind of getting more relaxed, and endorphins kick in, and, you know, they're just kind of down with it then at that point.
One tattoo, you know, you got the person in the chair, and I personally experienced myself with the chair.
Oh yeah.
We had a lot of conversation going on. You know, what's going on through your head as you're sitting there tattooing, keeping a conversation? How do you keep such a focus?
It has a lot to do with training yourself to think about, you know, several different things at once, to be able to concentrate on basically 3 different things. Doing your tattoo, keeping everything clean and sterile, and keeping your client entertained and calm. So you have to kind of balance the different parts of your brain. It's something you have to train yourself to do. It's very difficult at first. You know, at first you're basically just concentrating on the tattoo. But then after you get more comfortable with it and have done more and more and more, it gets to the point where it's natural to just have a conversation with 3 different people while doing the tattoo, but your mind is still concentrated fully on the tattoo. It's just side stuff going on, you know.
Cool. I also want to